What is up? What is up? YouTube, how y'all doing? Yeah. Oh, we got two of them. That's an hour. Got to be more careful. And we got to do this one right here. This is an hour and 40 minutes. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Uncle Mike ain't going to talk that much at all. Why Diddy bodyguard says he'll never get real justice. Gene Deal exposes the truth. Shout out to Gene Deal, man. I got both his books around here somewhere. Y'all know I got the books. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, support this brother, man. He's a stand-up guy. Give him a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy. Yeah.
Gene, how does it feel for you now? That case, it's all done.
I don't believe that he could get justice for the damage that he done in other people's lives. From being a billionaire, millionaire, traveling, jet setting, doing all that stuff like that, to now all he got is a crust of bread in the corner to sleep in.
Oops, did I? The hell? My bad, y'all. I done messed something up. What the heck did I do? Damn it. One more time.
Gene, how does it feel for you now?
My bad, y'all. Damn.
It's all done.
I don't believe that he could get justice for the damage that he done in other people's lives. From being a billionaire, millionaire, traveling, jet setting, doing all that stuff like that, to now all he got is a crust of bread in the corner to sleep in. If I'm being honest, fuck him and feed him beans.
How did it feel seeing him beat all these cases and then finally have something come around?
I knew he wasn't going to beat this. And everybody said that he beat the serious charges. Well, he was never charged with the serious charges.
One of the chapters that stuck out the most was where him, Shine, and Wolf all were charged. Allegedly,
Shine got rambunctious, so he thought they was being disrespectful. But people started pulling guns and it was a shootout that occurred.
Chaz Williams, so what was his role again?
Chaz was trying to get into the business. Chaz said 50 wasn't doing what he needed him to do for Black Hands. They parted ways. That's why 50 made that song, Many Men.
Was it you or 50 that predicted that he was going to get shot?
I said, did you just say 50 got shot? He said, yeah. I said, so what the fuck is you doing in the pool right now? Told Chaz he was going to be the next one. I told Chaz that.
You're at Mike Tyson's launch party, right?
Launch party.
Okay.
Peep this, y'all. Peep it.
Someone just kind of came out the side of your vision that you couldn't see.
I'm backing up into my parking space, and I turned, and I had a guy with two guns to my head. Right there, and I looked over there, the guy with two guns in the head.
Some of those stories I wasn't even expecting. I read on that speechless. Gene, welcome back.
Oh man,
it's good to see you, bro.
You ain't got to be so formal.
Nah, come on, that's pretty relaxed, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes.
I was just saying, it's been a year since we last spoke. A year,
right?
And yeah, I mean, we talked on the phone.
No, we spoke. We talked on the phone, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Since we've been together, it's been a year.
Correct. We haven't been together for a year. Yeah. But it's good to see you, number one.
It's
really
good,
really good to see you. Yeah. And been getting all these signs from the universe. And we talked on the phone about you've lost a few people.
Right.
So I haven't even told my audience this yet, but I wasn't going to come back to podcasting this year. I was going to take the year off and just retire for the year. Because my little brother passed away.
Well, that's two.
Your brother passed away too. So my brother
August the 13th.
Yeah, so my brother passed away in
damn.
Do you know the date? Because I trauma blocked it out of it. Yeah. 2 months ago my brother passed away. And that was your younger brother.
That was my baby brother.
That was my baby brother passed away too.
Yeah, Eric Robinson.
Yeah. Tommy Robinson. Tommy Conley, that was my brother. Yeah. So for the audience that don't know, so Gene and I have known each other for a year. We did a podcast a year ago. We talked about his first book. By way of a quick structure, we're going to talk about what's happening in life. We're going to talk as friends. We're going to talk a little bit about the Diddy stuff, Gene's second book and Gene's third book. So we're going to structure it that way. But just at a personal level, we were talking on the phone and we didn't realise that we've both got a Robinson surnames, because you've got Gene Deal / Robinson.
Right. My father's last name is Robinson.
Correct.
Right.
And my father's last name is Robinson too.
Correct.
So my brother that passed, he was Tommy Connolly, took my mum's name, but he was my baby brother as well. And do you mind if I ask how old your brother was?
46. My baby brother was 46.
And this happened 2 months ago as well.
Yes.
Have you
So
ever
we're sitting
seen
at a table. We've both lost our little brothers.
Right.
How you been?
I guess, you know, a lot of times those things don't hit you then, because then after him, I lost my Uncle Donald. Then I just lost my father, lost his last, my father brother died too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? John Robinson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you look in, I was telling people about him. He was in the Jet magazine in 1976 or something like that, in an article called "They Shoot Horses." He had a big store in Chicago, a cowboy western store. So all of it hit me all at the same time. You know, you're never going to get over your sibling. That's the second sibling I lost. My brother under me, Wink. He was a good dude, but he was a street dude.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was a part of this gang called the Vice Lord, but he had.
I heard of them.
He didn't die because of that. He started changing his life, and then I asked Wink. I said, "Wink, what you gonna do with your life?" He told me, "I'm gonna live off the land." And I tell people this story all the time. He said, "I'm gonna live off the land," and his son wanted to go fishing. So he took his son fishing. You know what I'm saying? My brother Wink, Wendell Jr., Wendell Page Robinson Jr.
Yep.
He took his son fishing and the boat overturned.
Right.
And he died. His son, you know, had the life jacket on and stuff like that. His son was saved by a barge. They picked him up and he was going down the river.
Right.
But my brother Wink died. And when I sit back and I looked at that, he said that I'm gonna live off the land.
Right.
As soon as he put his feet in the water, he died.
Yeah.
Damn.
So sometimes you have to watch what you say and how you say it.
It's funny you say that, because I read your book back to front, the second one,
Right.
and there were two things you said. Oh God, I'm surprised I'm this functional, because I've been like my brain. Did your brain go into a bit of trauma where you just lock it down, or is it like you're a bit all over the place?
See, what I do is that I try to say I'm gonna put it in God's hands, and this is why I'm gonna say this. Like, people say that they're Christians, or people say that they belong to some religious factor, and they believe in something. When you believe in something, you have to know that, you know, you have to be able to give it to your belief. You understand? And understand that it's going to handle within itself, because all us are given the power and the prescription inside us to heal ourselves. You understand? So I know my brothers, I know my uncles and them, they don't want me to be sad. They don't want me to be upset, because they wasn't that type of person. Even though that, you know, we love them and we're going to miss them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get down and you're gonna be like, yo, my little brother gone, my sister gone, you know, and your parents and stuff like that. Yeah. Both my biological parents is not here no more also. So I just give it to God.
Yeah.
Amen.
Oh, you know, give it to God and I leave it alone. No, like even with this Diddy stuff, all the stuff I go through, you know, I might talk about it, you understand? Because people want to hear about it. Some people want to hear about it, so you talk about it, and then you do interviews and all that stuff like that. But I've been gave this stuff to God, and sometimes I get emotional. You understand? Just like you showed me the picture of Big when we was coming up the steps.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do. I remember that day.
I couldn't believe it. I said, "Yo, did he plan this? Did he try?
That big photo's always been there, right? And do you remember, Gene? That I saw you smile. And I thought about this on the way here, because I still can't. I can't look at photos of my brother yet. But like when I saw you smile at that one, I thought to myself, oh, I can't wait till I get to that point. You know,
Right.
I can't wait till I can look at it and smile.
Right.
And I saw you walk up the stairs and smile. I thought it was really beautiful.
Right.
It was really beautiful. And I'm going to give you a quote out of your book from one of your aunts who said, God ain't finished with me yet.
Right.
Meaning like it got really dark and I went into a really dark place. And, you know, I had a lot of conversations with God and I'm like, I just don't want to be around anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't want to, you know, nothing means anything to me anymore. I was his older brother. I should have like protected him. Like I let everyone down. But then he's like, you're not finished. He's like, your little brother's happy, he's where he's supposed to be. But he's like, you're not finished. That's what he said to me.
Right.
And I thought back to like, you know, how you'd gone through all of that to the point where you can look at a photo of your brother and smile.
Right.
And I thought, wouldn't it be cool when I can get to that point, you know?
And what I want to say to you is that don't allow yourself, if you can, not to be without loved ones, people that support you, and people that's going to be there for you, and you know that they're good to you, because that's where the devil works his wonders at.
Yeah.
You understand? You have to be doing what you love to do. Yeah. You're good at this, brother.
Thank you, man.
You
I appreciate that, bro. It means a lot.
No bullshit.
Thank you.
You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you all the time.
Thank you, bro.
You understand? You're a great interviewer. You take the time to, like you said, read the books, know the person that you're interviewing. And a lot of these podcasts, a lot of people don't do that. They take the headline news of what's going on, and then they think they know the person, and you don't get the interview like that. Yeah. You don't get to know the person. You know, like a lot of people have came back and told me that you and that James English was probably the best interviews that I did because people got into me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot to me.
I don't mean to name drop on your
No,
your
I love that. Thank you.
Because a lot of guys don't like that.
James is good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say to you is this, is that your brother, you're never going to stop not loving him from afar.
Yeah.
But the minute that you decide that you want to give up, that you don't want to be the best that you can be, the minute you stop believing that he wants you to strive and be powerful and carry on the legacy and be able to name drop him, you understand?
Yeah.
Then that's when you're going to fail him. You understand? Keep it strong, brother, because if you don't, who will? And I'm going to just give you this quote. If you start crying, what the baby gonna do?
I read that in your book. Do you like that I knew that? If you start crying, what the baby gonna do? I wrote that down. I was gonna make it my wallpaper. And every time I want to like shed a tear now, I think because there's so much meaning behind it. It's like, you know, what's my beautiful girlfriend gonna do? What my baby's gonna do? Like, what's my employee's gonna do? Like, but the point where it got dark and I wanted to give up. I'm like, he's got his little 2-year-old girl left behind, and he's got his wife left behind, and I've got my 2 little babies. I've got my beautiful.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man, that little by little in all my videos, I try to tell y'all the little secrets. Don't nobody want to listen to me. Stop stopping it and play the video. You are the problem, because in every video I try to give y'all some pointers. If you gonna cry, what the baby gonna do? If you gonna complain, nope. You can't complain. You can't cry. You can't stop. Get people depending on you. When you have kids, these kids supposed to be depending on you. That's when you work. When you give up and tired, you're supposed to do 2 more hours. When I'm tired, don't want to do this. Some days I just give up and say, Lord, take me away. And that text people, sorry y'all, no reactions today. I'm burnt out. And they were like, damn, about time they happy. About time you took a break. But when I'm sitting in this chair doing these reactions and I don't feel like doing them, oh, you don't like this? Good, do 2 more. Do what you're supposed to do plus 2 more. That's how you get ahead. That's how you become the man.
But the point where it got dark and I wanted to give up, I'm like, he's got his little 2-year-old girl left behind, and he's got his wife left behind, and I've got my 2 little babies. I've got my beautiful partner, my girlfriend, who I love, and you know, I read your book, and I'm like, all I want to do now is just be a better, you know, partner, a father, a husband, a provider, a better business person to my employees, just a better version of myself. And I didn't have any of that anger. I just had kind of I just wanted to kind of be better, similar to like your morals in that book, you know. I don't know, the words just jumped off the page to me in terms of how you've carried yourself. So for anyone who's listening, you've got to read this book, because that quote was fantastic. And you know, just bring it back to you, how have you been since your little brother passed away? Like, how was that for you, if you don't mind me asking?
It's hard when I see my mother, you know, his mother, which is, I call my mother too, that I love her because she always, when my father brought me into their life at the age of 16 years old, Jan Robinson, she took me in, and she never ever made me feel like I was not her son. And she's beautiful, man. You know, like, I love her so much. When I go back to St. Louis, I take her out. That's my road dog. We go to the casinos together. We go to the lottery place together, the places she like to go, man. And I love her so much. You know, so that's why I'm getting on the plane, go see her tomorrow, man. And it's like, it hurts me because, you know, in her room, she got my brother, my father, and them in there, and you know, like, that's her baby. That was her baby. And she's seen 2 of her sons die. Damn. You know what I'm saying, before her. Then she see her husband die. You know what I'm saying? So she's strong. So I get my strength with her, but I hurt for her. You know, so when I say, if you start crying with the baby, that don't mean we don't cry like that. You understand?
Right.
Because Jesus wept.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So what it means is that you don't cry and complain to man and complain to people. Because if you cry and complain to man and complain to people, you don't believe in God's blessing. You understand?
Yeah, and I think about the quote from your book as well, God kept me here for a reason. Because you get angry, I'm like, this is just the role we've been given.
Right.
You know, and you've been given a big role too.
It's crazy.
I mean, Gene, look at the past, like, 4 decades, like, not even within your family, but even in your career, in your job, as a father, as a husband, as a bodyguard, as a security guard, and even now in this chapter as kind of like the voice of reason amongst all this chaotic bullshit with the Diddy case. Like, these are all the roles that God gave you, you know? And when you see people like kind of, you know, leave the earth and they go to heaven and it's like you're still here, I just think that it's because that's your role. That's the role that you've been given, you know?
Okay.
And you've done your role well, bro. And you're not finished yet either.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, we've gone through 2 books. There's a 3rd one coming out. I'm going to structure today really well. I've got a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about, but I just think, like, you know, just as a friend, like, who's learnt, like, God put me here for a reason. I've just got to do it. Like, God gave you your role and you're doing it very well. So, and in that regard, you know, thank you for showing up for me.
Appreciate it.
I wasn't even going to come back to podcasting until I talked to you and I said, oh, fuck, what do I got to lose? I can't think of anyone else better to do it with, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm thinking where to start, and I think the first one I said, let's just not touch on the Diddy thing, whatever. But the thing is, that chapter's over now. And remember, we had that phone call and we're betting how many years he was going to get. So I guess my first question is, how does it feel for you now that it's over and it's finished in terms of like that case? It's all done. Like, how does that feel for you in terms of like he's gotten some semblance of what you could call justice, but how does it feel for you now that chapter's finished?
Well, people look at it as that, and I know you're asking me how do I feel, but I don't believe that he could get justice for the damage that he done in other people's lives. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to repair things that are so broken, especially when the people aren't here no more, for you to repair them for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that part of it, he could never ever repair. What he can do is to take the rest of his life and make sure, one, he put God's first, two, he do everything in his power not to inflict pain on nobody else. You understand? I feel that knowing that God brought me on this journey, because I don't know if I mentioned it to you or we talked about it, I had that dream that I had to knock down the Empire State Building. I told a couple of people, and they was like, yo, Gene, what are you talking about? I said, yo, man, I got to go after Puff. You know, so I got to let everybody know who he really is.
Yeah.
You understand? And, yo, Gene, everybody was, Gene, bro. You know, you ain't gonna never work security. So what? I don't care. I'm a New York State parole officer. I got a job. You know, and I know people who do need me and want me in certain places, so I'm not even worrying about that. But you'll never be in the industry. I don't care. There's a lot of different industry. You know what I'm saying? I got a college degree. I can get a job anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, by me saying that, I got to let people know. And God, you know, it was like the book of Job. You understand?
Yeah.
I was ridiculed. I was talked about. People would damage my car in certain places. You understand? Just every negative thing that you could say online to somebody, they were saying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you've been vindicated to an extent.
But
really.
it ain't about vindication, because even being vindicated or people finding out that you're telling the truth, that don't bring back the pain and the experience that you're going through. That's why you got to keep yourself 10 times the normal man. You understand? Because if I let what somebody say hurt me, then who am I? See, you can't let what those trolls and those people say and those comments and get to you. And it takes a very, very strong person in faith and somebody who believe in themselves and know themselves to either go through that and get through it. So God bringing me through all that, you understand?
Yeah.
And I could smile and look back and then see where he's at from being a billionaire, millionaire, traveling, jet setting, doing all that stuff like that, to now all he got is a crust of bread in the corner to sleep in.
Sorry. It's funny the way you say it.
You know what I'm saying?
Crust of fucking bread. But that's how life goes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
And to see that and to know all he had to do at the time with me was to simply apologize. Let the people know the truth. You hear me? Yo, Gene tried to tell us not to go out that night. Big may not have died that night. You understand what I'm saying?
Very much.
You know what I'm saying? Gene tried to tell us instead of lying. You understand? All he had to do was speak nice to people, moms, tell the truth.
Oh my God,
Give
don't
them
say that.
what they deserve and what they supposed to have from their sons that he owed. It would have been less, way less than the 30 million he gave Cassie or anybody else, way less. Not even a tenth of that. You understand?
100%.
So my whole thing about it is that, do I feel good? You never want to say that you feel good about somebody having to go through any kind of pain.
Yeah.
But to be honest, if I'm being honest, fuck them and feed them beans. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Because he became my enemy. And I hate to say that, because when somebody wish death on you, then send death at you, you understand, it's good that I got God on my side.
Yeah.
You understand?
You do.
Because that's what he did.
Wasn't it 50 that goes, I don't want to be enemies with anybody, but if someone wants to be an enemy, I'm happy to be the enemy if I have to be. You know? And to your point,
Facts.
like, because I know that weighed on you that night when everybody went out and your friend Big got killed, and I know you were there, and I know you pulled him out of the car, and I heard you mention about talking to people's mums. I know it was you that had to go and tell his mum.
Well, that night I didn't have to tell his mom. His mom requested to know everything from me because nobody would talk to her and tell her. So I was the one who initially told his mother everything that went on.
Does that still sit with you a little bit?
I talked to his mother 2 weeks before she died. Or 2 to 3 weeks, something like that, before she died. And she wished me well and said, Gene, you did a great job. You know what I'm saying? I watch you all the time.
Really?
Thank you. His mother said that. And this guy called Paperwork, he has a John Paperwork, he has it on tape.
Shout out to
Big
Paperwork,
Mom
baby.
thanking me and everything.
Really?
Shout out to
Yeah,
Paperwork,
it's a
baby.
beautiful thing, man.
Have you got a copy of that?
I can get a copy of it with no problem.
I'd love to edit it into the episode.
Yeah, okay.
Because that must have felt like $1 million to you, because I know from the first book, Guarding a Hip Hop Superstar, where you got into this, and I can't imagine how the night would have been, and we can get into that if you want, but I know that you took some downtime to process everything, and I know that you talked to your mum, and I know that you waited several weeks before you went to talk to Big's mum, and I remember that you had to get into the graphic detail of everything that happened.
Right.
What was worse, like the actual event itself, or was that kind of so fast paced that when it settled in, having to go see his mum was worse? Like, if you had to say which was harder?
If I play back in my mind, when you telling somebody something like, yo, if we go here, somebody gonna die, and then they end up dead, that always is in the back of your mind, that you said this was gonna happen. But I think the hardest part of it is that when I pulled his lifeless body out of the car and was trying to hold him, and I ended up dropping his leg because I knew he was dead. Well, I seen that he had urinated, and then you could smell that he had defecated on himself. And that was hard. That was real hard. And then when I went back to my room, after Puffner was leaving to go get on the plane to leave LA, and me being in the room by myself for a while, I think that was hard. But I guess the thing that I feel right now is when Ms. Wallace grabbed my hands and she just told me she didn't want to hear no more.
Oh, because you saw her in person to tell her this?
Yeah, I saw her in person.
Okay.
I went to her house, and she had like a memorial and all Big's, like different paraphernalia, memorabilia of her son, and she took me around the whole house. And she even took me to her bedroom. I had the same bed. That was crazy. I had the same bed that she had. I said, Ms. Wallace, I got this bedroom set. And she said, well, I paid about, I think $8,000 or some dollars for this bedroom set. And she said, I paid like $8,000 for this. I said, Ms. Wallace, I got mine for $500. She said, how you get it for $500? I said, it was a furniture store going out of business. And they was auctioning off stuff.
Yeah.
And they auctioned that thing off for $500. I was the only one bid on it.
Right.
Yep.
So she had all this stuff laid out around the house?
Yeah, she had all that stuff laid out around the house. And me and her sat down. She offered me food. I was fine. I said, no, I'm good. And we just talked. I told her everything that happened that night. I said, Ms. Wallace, I I was in the room with Big when he was talking to you about the contractors. And the contractor was telling you that they wasn't going to build this house that you're in right now if they didn't get the $60,000 that they wanted. They wasn't going to finish doing what they had to do. And she looked at me. I said, I was right there. You understand? Big told you not to worry about it. Just send him the papers and everything like that. He'll get in touch with them and have somebody make sure everything get taken care of. Mm-hmm. And she said, you're right. So she knew I was right there with him when she was on the phone talking to him about the house that they were in right then and there. Well, the house that we was in before it even got built.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think her grabbing my hands, I still feel that.
Really?
And pulling him out the car. That was just the two craziest things.
Two hardest parts.
Yeah. And then, you got to realize every time you hear his music, you go back to that. It ain't like that it was a childhood friend that they pass and they die. Here goes somebody who had probably been a megastar that for the last, since 1997, I'm still hearing this music. And it's 2025.
How's it feel now?
Huh? It still feel the same.
Still hurts?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wouldn't say it hurts, but you have your days. It's not a pain. It's a sadness. It's a feeling that, like you probably shouldn't have even had to have. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still not at that point yet. Like, if I see a photo or hear a song, it'll just like, right now, it's just like it gets like a knife in the heart.
Yeah.
And I push through. Like, I have weak moments where I'll break, even though we're on the Unbreakable podcast. That's what we're called. Maybe that's why we're here. Right. But yeah, I get it, man. I get it. Like, there's some stuff I'll never be able to listen to personally. I'm talking about mainstream music that everybody loves, and I'll never be able to listen to it anymore. But I don't know if it's the same with some songs for you, but I personally can't. It hurts me to listen to some of those songs. Remind me of me and my brother. It's just difficult. So yeah.
Well, it's not like that per se for Big, but it's for some other people in my life that that's just a part of life. You know what I'm saying? You're going to, because you and your brother were close,
best friends.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to have those feelings.
Yeah.
You understand? That's a part of life, but you have to also say to yourself, I gotta thrive off the good part of my brother, the good things that he did, the good things that I loved about him. I can't let this part of what I'm going through hurt me so much that I can't be the man that I'm supposed to be for him.
Yeah.
And his daughter.
That's what I've been
and his kids and everything.
I still reach out and I say, whatever money you need, anything, I'd cut off my arm if they needed it, you know. And it's like, that role that God gives us is just become like
same
just
thing.
more people to look after. So, but I mean, that's life, you know.
He don't give you nothing you can't handle.
Thank you, but I know exactly. Yeah. So we got kept. It's that. Thank you. That means a lot. All right. So what I want to do is because obviously everyone's been hitting up for your opinion after Puff's been sentenced, and that chapter's kind of closing now. Right. But for people who don't know, in podcast episode 1, we went through your first book, which primarily touched on a lot of the stuff we just talked about with Big and that night, and then when you went and talked to his mum. But the second book, for anyone that doesn't know, it's called Life After Death. And I only realized when I finished reading the book that there's a double meaning to that, right? Because the first one is, it's a cultural kind of sense. Is it a kind of is a record name or a song name? Life After Death. Which one is it?
That was Big's album, Life After Death.
Right, and pull me up if I'm wrong, and I don't know if this was intentional, but did you write that book with that title because the book is about your life after his death?
Right.
That's fucking amazing. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, of course. Don't lie.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
And then If you read the book and you see that and you see the way it's going,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was looking at.
Because I put it down and I'm like, oh shit, this is Gene's life after Big's death.
Right.
It's a fantastic book. And for anyone that doesn't know, like, you know, and I said to our producer over here, Aaron, before we started the podcast, I said, look, Gene's a good friend. You know, I was going to retire this year and not podcast anymore, but I happen to be in America. You happen to be here. This case had finished. I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to read the book and do the podcast. Best decision I ever made, because my job here, as I said from the start, all I want to do here is preserve pieces of history and pieces of your legacy and all my guests' legacy, so that can survive forever. And you know, no one's going to be around forever, but my goal is to capture as much content, stories, and pieces of your history that will outlast you, that will outlast me, because the more that we capture, the more that's out there forever. And in that book, the amount of kind of like stories from your career that you've put in there, like it's loaded up with like a lot of stuff people might not even know about. Like, I didn't know Mike Tyson had a record label. You know, I didn't know some stories from your past, like where you got held up and pistol whipped for the first time. You know, some of the stories about the case with Puffy and J-Lo and Shine, I didn't know about that at all. I didn't know he sacrificed a fucking pigeon, pardon my French. Do you want to lift the mood and talk about why he killed a poor pigeon?
No, it was a
dove.
It was a dove and he didn't kill him.
Funny. This guy's
Maybe
funny.
when he grabbed him, he killed him.
What did the dove do?
No,
All right, tell me the dove story.
Dang. He said kill the
we were
pigeon.
on our way to.
No, it was a dove.
We was on the way to the sentencing between the verdict between Shine, him, and Wolf. You know, after the shooting in the nightclub.
Correct.
And we supposed to be going downtown. And we started going uptown because Puff lived around 70-something. Like, so we were going to the boathouse. So we went across town. So we went to the boathouse. And then he said, come on, Gene. So we start walking through the park. And so as we walk through the park, I'm like, what the fuck is we going, man, to the park? So I seen this man standing over in the opening. And so he said, yo, Gene, stay right here. So shit, I stayed right there. He just kept walking. As he started walking, he gets in front of this, he walks to this man. And then when he walks to this man, he just gets on his knees. I was like, oh shit, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? And the man turned around and he had a collar. You know, so I was like, yo.
Voodoo.
I wasn't looking at voodoo. I was thinking some old crazy other.
Oh, you thinking something else?
Huh?
What were you thinking?
Huh?
What do you think? Okay, I gotcha.
So, cause he just got closer, man. As soon as he got close enough, he just got on his knees.
Ah, you thought he was gonna
I was
do
like,
brother love?
Damn.
I was like, yo, what the?
He's like, just a quick blowjob before I go to jail.
What the? So then the dude turned and I seen the white collar right there. I was like, oh, okay. So the man he picked up some things and you see the smoke. He started doing that to him like that. And so he put his hands on him and, you know, he started reading something. And then he told Puff to get the dove, I guess, because he did like that with the dove. Puff opened up the thing, took the dove, and the man did the smoke like that again or whatever like that. And then I guess he told Puff to throw the dove in the air. And Puff threw the dove and he said, shh.
Really?
Damn.
Dove didn't move or nothing. I was like, what the?
Yeah, I read in your book, he goes up, and down.
Dude, right. So then didn't flap no wings, no nothing like that. So I was like, so as he was coming, I was going, bah, 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 bah.
Oh my God.
You ever see Jason?
Yeah.
You know when Jason get ready to kill somebody, go,
Yeah.
that, bah, 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 bah. So, so when he came close, he started coming close. He didn't even look at me. He just walked past me just like that. And I was like, There go Damien.
What the fuck? What was the? Did you? Sorry, I don't even know.
I couldn't tell you what they said.
Yeah, I don't even know how to ask this question. How do I even ask? Like, what was the reason between sacrificing a dove?
I don't think he sacrificed the dove.
You think he meant to like let it free?
Yeah, I thought he's supposed to. I think he threw it in the air because the dove was supposed to fly away to show that he was going to be freed and everything, or freedom or whatever like that.
Right.
But it didn't. It just fell to the ground, boom, and lay lifeless. I was like, damn.
It's weird because he beat that case, which is bizarre.
Right.
I mean, listen, it's kind of ironic being here now because you've been through so many situations where he's beat cases.
Yeah, the city college.
Yep, city college. How many people got killed in that?
9
people died there. The Shine shooting.
Right.
I don't think did someone die in that?
Nobody died, but about I think 4 to 6 people got injured pretty bad.
And was that the one where a lady got shot in the face?
Yeah, a lady got shot in the face. Yes.
And did he do that?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I can't speak on that because I
Allegedly.
really don't know.
Fair call.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like you've seen him beat all these cases, and it's kind of ironic that we're sitting now that he's not beaten this one. And I don't know how it felt for you, but like to see some mogul superstar in his prime on his knees crying with grey hair and his head in his hands, and it just how did it feel seeing him beat all these cases and then finally like have something come around? Because it's like you've seen him beat so many. But I knew
I knew he wasn't going to beat this.
Yeah.
And everybody said that he beat the serious charges. Well, he was never charged with the serious charges, even though the RICO would have gave you life in the whole 9 yards. But you have to have something to get a RICO. You have to have something to get the RICO.
Yeah, that was a
you know what I'm saying?
idea.
Or the racketeering and stuff like that. But the serious charge was the gun charges, which would have gave him 10 years. And they never even charged him with
exactly what we just said.
You understand? Mm-hmm. The serious charges were the drugs, because anytime that you find drugs in a house with guns, it's automatically federal.
Dang.
Yep.
You understand?
Learning
so now
something.
the federal could turn it over to the state, and the state can come back and charge him with the guns and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you never know. But my whole thing about it is that the gun charges would have gave him 10 years automatically, and that's 10 flat. You don't get it. You don't get out of that one. You got to do 85% of that on a Fed level. So you had to do 8.5 years. So if they really wanted him for that, they could have hit them with the gun charges. They talked about guns in the trial. They had people that saw him with guns, the whole 9 yards. He was threatening people with guns, and the people around him was. So why not charge him with that?
Yeah, I think they just wanted to make too big of a name for themselves off of RICO. You know what I mean? Like the Gotti style thing. Like the prosecutors could have put him away for life with the low-hanging fruit, but they want to be superstars.
Right.
It is what it is, I guess. I had a few people that wanted me to ask, like now the case is over, are there any like, because we've been reading like the civil cases, right? Like, and there's like little 10-year-old kids saying they got raped by him. You know, there's security guards that are saying they got, interfered with by him, and there's women that like. It's almost like he didn't discriminate against who was going to fuck. So, like, now that the case... Gene, anyone with a pulse, this guy just butt fuck. Like, what the fuck? But, like, how much of it's real? And, like, people wanted me to ask, like, what can you say now in terms of, like, I don't know, anecdotes or stories that you kind of couldn't really say while the case was going on? Or do you feel like you've gotten it all out there now?
I don't know what you mean. That's a broad question.
So, yeah. So, like, is there any... So... all the civil case stories, like he did this to this girl at a hotel, or he did this to a security guard at a meeting. Like,
well, see, that's just stuff that's been on the media. See, what people don't understand is that was he an asshole when he was around us? You know what I'm saying? Because I was with Puff from like 89 to 2004, off and on. You know what I'm saying? At the Big Left, I left him for like a year or so. He was a part of our crew, the same gang. So, did he do that type of shit around us? No, because he didn't have that kind of power. when I was with him, he didn't have that kind of power. Then, at 2004, once he started getting into the liquor and all the other stuff like that, and he became this marketing genius and promoting all this other stuff like that, he got that power. He moved out of New York, used Miami and LA as his home, and he wasn't the same person. You know, the drugs what came out in trial, that he got hooked on drugs. See, he was hooked on opiates when I was with him.
Right.
You understand? And that's because his baby's mother, Kim Porter, took a corkscrew and ripped his wrist up and hit an artery. So he never got over that pain. So he used to go buy a bottle of opiates from this kid, used to charge him $1,500 a bottle. So that got him hooked. So then when I saw him on the beach and he was smoking a cigarette, I knew he was done. Because Puff never smoked cigarettes. He didn't like people to smoke around him. He would let Big smoke around him, you understand? But nobody else could smoke. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
okay, that makes complete sense. You're saying like the downfall of him kind of happened after you'd parted ways. That's when okay, got you.
Well, not the downfall, the rise and the craziness of him after we parted ways.
Because there's some monstrous stuff that came out in that case, disgusting stuff, you know, like, you know, things I wouldn't even have thought of. But I mean, it's kind of fortunate that you got out when you did, really, because if I circle back to the book Life After Death, one of the chapters that stuck out the most was where him, Shine, and Wolf all were charged, and him and because Anthony Wolf, is that his name?
Anthony Wolf,
your friend, and that's your friend, right? The close.
We cool.
Correct.
We cool. Well, I was closer to. I guess Lil Wolf. No, I was close to Wolf.
Yeah.
But me and Lil Wolf got cool. Lil Wolf, both of them.
Little Wolf.
Were like parolees of mine at one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were a bit older.
I was close to their mother.
Right.
Their mother was real cool and everything, educator. You say like, yo, how did this school teacher have these badass boys?
Hey, my mum was a school teacher, believe it or not. Okay, so the incident at the club happens with him, Wolf and Shine. Were you at the club when that incident happened?
No, I was off that day. We all was off.
For anyone that doesn't know, do you want to talk us through kind of what happened on that night? Because
well, see, I can only tell you about what I read and what Wolf told me.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
And Wolf told me he had told Puff, he said Jennifer and Puff was supposed to be catching a yacht out to the Mediterranean. They was actually in the Hamptons when Wolf and them was at the club, the show. And Puff called him, yo, what y'all doing? We at the show. We're at the show. He said, Wolf told him, man, stay out there, you with your girl. What you talking about? You getting in the boat in the morning. He said, no, I'm coming. Puff got in a cab, you know, one of those livery cabs, the limousines and stuff like that, the town car, and came all the way from the Hamptons. That's like, for the people in America, I'm deciding to go to Philly or DC, which based on the traffic at that time of night on Sunday or Saturday, that's the Long Island Expressway and everything. It's gonna take me about 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get there. To come all the way downtown Manhattan, all the way from the Hamptons. So he came in there, and he brought Jennifer Lopez. Now this is what Wolf is telling me, you know what I'm saying? That he had told Puff to stay out there. So Puff came, next thing you know, this dude get in the club with them and, you know, Puff buy all the bottles up. And he tried to take the guys in them space where they was at. So Puff was trying to, so it was supposed to be like the dude threw money. Well, we got money, threw money up in Puff face or threw money or something like that. One thing led to another, and allegedly Shine got rambunctious, you know, because these guys, he knew them personally in the whole 9 yards. So he thought they was being disrespectful. And I don't know who pulled the guns first, but people started pulling guns and it was a shootout that occurred. You understand? Because when Puff was coming back to the city, I got a phone call. And it was like, yo, Puff coming back, Gene. You ain't off no more. Hung up the phone. I'm off. Said I was off, I'm off. I'm not going, getting up, going to no club, doing none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Said I was off. Hang up the phone. I'm off. You know what I'm saying? So, because I usually have them on late Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
I love how you say I have him like babysitting him.
Yeah. That's always a adult babysitting job, basically. Yeah.
So he calls you, then that hangs up. You're off.
I was off because he was supposed to be taking a boat to the Mediterranean the whole 9 yards. So they're trying to call me to go down, and no, I'm good.
And what did Wolf say happened after the shootout?
They was trying to. I think they may have thrown one gun out. There was a gun under the seat, but they was trying to throw one gun out the window or whatever. And they told the driver, if he take the case, they'll give him $50,000.
The driver?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
If you take the gun, like you take the gun.
Oh, I thought you meant the actual case.
No, the gun case.
Okay, gotcha.
The gun charge. If you take the gun, says yours, this, that, and third, whole 9 yards. We'll give you $50,000.
Right.
And I think Puff tried to give him a ring like that to hold or whatever until they straightened it out, and the dude refused to do it.
And did they get the gun or did they get rid of it?
I think the police got the gun and everything like that.
And then in the book, the one thing that jumped out at me is because, like, I know you've got a very strong moral code of honor, which I think most men should have, no matter who you are. That's just my opinion.
Right.
I think you and 50 get on so well because you've got that same moral code. Right. But the one thing that jumped out at me was after that shooting, him and Wolf kind of had the same legal team, but then they kind of threw Shine to the Wolves to represent himself. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they get to hear all of his evidence here from Shine first so they could prepare their case better? Because they ultimately beat the case, right? But he did 10 years for it.
Right.
So 3 people go in, all 3 of them are in a shootout. 2 of them, Puff and Wolf, beat the case, but Shine.
Let's clear that up.
Yeah, please.
All 3 of them are charged.
Correct.
Are charged for being in the shootout. You understand? There was no ballistic test done, which should have been done. Shine should have been given a ballistic test. Puff should have been given a ballistic test, and Wolf should have been given a ballistic test. That ballistic test was showing any gunpowder on any one of those individuals. That would have proved who did the shooting that night. You know what I'm saying? And I think there was no ballistic test done on neither one of them, which is crazy.
Do you think that's how they ultimately got off? Because there was
well, they couldn't prove that, and then Puff was using security and certain people into security thing to find witnesses that was down there, and those witnesses was there to testify, and they testified that Shine was the one who did the shooting.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think they were legitimate witnesses, or?
A couple of them I knew. Okay. But according to the prosecutors, they was legitimate witnesses. They were there at the club. You understand what I'm saying? Because the club does the ID scanner, so they know who was there.
Yeah. Who
wasn't there. You understand? They say they saw what they saw. You know what I mean? I can't, say it was or wasn't.
How come they didn't bring him in under the same legal representation?
Well, I think that Shine wanted his own representation, and that's where he messed up at.
I was going to say that's a bad call.
Yeah.
Well, circling back to the book again, which I highly suggest everyone goes out and reads, there was one other incident in that book that I was not even aware of. So, is it Chaz?
Chaz Williams.
Yeah, Chaz Williams. So what was his role again? He was the head of security.
No. Chaz was the CEO of Black Hands Entertainment.
But he also had like an arm that was giving protection under security. Who's the one that was giving security to 50?
Well, it wasn't security to 50.
Okay.
Chaz was trying to get into the business.
Right.
The music business.
Yep.
50 had already been writing for a lot of people, LL Cool J, Puff Daddy, a lot of people 50 was writing and stuff like that. Now 50 had put out a song, I think in
Dang, young. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't even realize that. I ain't know that. 50 was a writer. He been writing for some big people for quite some time. So he knew, when he stepped on the scene, he knew what he was doing.
in 2000, how to rock. A lot of people, LL Cool J, Puff Daddy, a lot of people 50 was writing and stuff like that. Now 50 had put out a song, I think in 2000, how to rob an industry, industry thing like that. Yeah. So everybody in the industry that he mentioned or something like that, they either want to say something or they was going to try to. The people who thought they were at that level wanted to speak on it. Plus he had a beef with Ja Rule them and Murder Inc. So now these people was going to try to get at him. So Chaz, who's over Black Hand Entertainment, who was giving parties. Chaz was a party promoter that turned into a manager. He was an excellent business guy. He had his degrees in business and everything like that. He had did a few years in jail for robbing banks. He was in that BET special, American Gangster.
Right.
They said he had robbed 160 banks or 60 banks or something like that while he was in college in prison.
Really?
Yeah, he was in prison. They was letting him out on furlough to go and get his college education. It was a special program they had made. So instead of he did get his degrees, but instead of just doing the furloughs, he'll rob a bank, go back to the college, then go back to prison.
Right.
So
could you imagine? But I mean, it's kind of impressive that I mean, credit where it's due. Yeah. If you gave me a weekend and said you can rob a bank and get a degree, it's not hard to do. So it's pretty hard to do.
So he had a team.
Impressive.
He made a team. He got a team. They would rob the banks. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He would go back off his furlough and go to prison. How you looking to put somebody in jail and they already in jail?
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
And sorry, go ahead.
So he was the one who offered 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, listen to me. You from Queens, I'm from Queens.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm not gonna let these dudes do anything and stuff like that. So you could go ahead and pursue your music thing to the level that you want to. And then him and 50, split parts, split ways. You know what I'm saying? Chaz wasn't offering the same, I guess say security or protection, under that umbrella because he felt like 50 didn't want it or didn't want to be a part of Black Hands, which I understand where 50 was coming from. You understand? Chaz wanted him to be a part of Black Hands because Chaz said 50 wasn't doing what he needed him to do for Black Hands. And 50 was going to do his own thing.
Yep.
So they parted ways. That's why 50 made that song. Not why he made the song, but he put Chaz in that song, Many Men.
Right.
He said, Slim switch sides on me, let niggas ride on me. Why you want me to die, homie?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Chaz thought that was a shot at him.
Really?
Yeah.
And what happened after he thought it was a shot at him?
Nothing. Chaz had no animosity, no feelings against 50. And I don't think 50 had no animosity or feelings against Chaz. He just knew if Chaz would have said, yo, whatever y'all do, don't put your hands on him, don't do nothing, they wouldn't have done it.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he made him feel like it was all right. And that's where 50 get that at from.
Okay, I get it. And honestly, the other thing I love in the book, and I don't know why, because my admiration for 50 comes from a different place. It's from a business perspective, because I'm an entrepreneur before a podcaster.
Right.
And his business acumen for me, I've seen some of the top CEOs. I've got people in my network that make hundreds of millions of dollars, billionaires, and the way that they think is identical to how he thinks. Mm-hmm. So as a business person, I've read his book as well as your book, and you know, if you ever want to sharpen up your mind in terms of business, he is just like always on point with everything he thinks about. And I love your guys' relationship because, as I said, you both share that moral code, which I love. But correct me if I'm wrong, there's a part where you talk about deja vu, and I could get this wrong, but you said like there was a point where you predicted, it was either you or 50 that predicted that he was going to get shot again. Is that right?
No.
Because there was a second shooting, right?
With 50?
Because you said his manager was in the pool and he called you up and he said...
That was the same shooting. That's when 50 actually got shot.
Oh, that's the big one.
Right, that's a big shot, yeah.
Fuck, sorry, I didn't know it was the actual 9 times.
That was the shot. I was in, we was coming through the Fiesta Americana Condensa, I think it was like Condesa.
It's a big slice of history we're capturing. Right?
Yeah, in Cancun.
Yeah.
And it was the guys from BMF. All of them was in there. It was Chaz and them, and I was walking through the pool area, and this manager seen me. He said, "Yo, Gene," because 50 was supposed to perform How to Rob the Industry in Cancun 2000.
Right.
He had took, I think, $1,500 from the dude, you know, as a down payment to come.
Yep.
You know, so he's supposed to perform that at a club called Daddy-O's or Coco Bongo. So as I'm walking through the pool area, because it's out there like that, dude said, "Yo, Gene, I need to speak to you." I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" He said, "Yo, they shot 50. And I was like, "They shot 50? He said, "Yeah, they shot 50, man. Oh, can I talk to Chaz?" I said, "What you mean talk to Chaz for what?" I want to make sure I'm all right. I said, "Did you just say 50 got shot?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "So what the fuck is you doing in the pool right now?" You understand? And I left out. I went and got a card, one of those phone cards, cost me $100. You know what I'm saying? It was not 100 pesos, 100 American dollars, and that shit was only for 10 minutes. You understand? And I kept calling, and his girl picked up, and I said, "Yo, tell 50 that Gene called." And is he all right? She said, "Yeah, he's in ICU, but he's all right. He's gonna make it, Gene." I said, "All right, cool." So then I had spoke to Chaz. I said, "Yeah, I spoke to 50 girl, man. They said he good. He gonna make it and everything." And then Chaz told me, "Yo, don't call that dude on your phone no more." I said, "Why?" He said, "I'm just saying, you know, because the police, you know," he tried to make it seem like the police was gonna be, you know, monitoring his calls and everything. I didn't give a shit. I had nothing to hide. And 50 was my boy. You know what I mean? Like, I had a lot of respect for him. You know what I'm saying? Not only respect for him, I told Chaz he was gonna be the next one. I told Chaz that. I said, "Yo, listen, I've been around a lot of dudes. I've seen a lot of people in this music business, bro. And he gonna be the next one." He said, "Yeah, I know. Yeah, I feel you what you're talking about, but he's not doing what Black Hands need him to do."
Damn.
I said, "Yo, I understood that." And that was it. So when 50 did make it, and he was walking through, I probably mentioned it, but he was walking through Puerto Rico at Jack the Rapper.
Yeah.
And the Black Hand Cats was over and I was over there and the thing. 50 walked right through the thing. He came directly over to me. He said, "Yo, Gene." I was like, "Yo, what up, Fed?" He said, he put his hand down to me. He said, "They can't stop what God got planned." And we gave each other dap.
Wow.
I said, "I see." And that was it.
Oh man, I feel like you've just described a movie to me, Gene. That's incredible. Sorry, I didn't know it was the shooting.
Yep, it was the actual shooting.
It's rare that I'm left speechless, but that, I mean, I didn't know you were that close to it. Can I ask, like, how long after the shooting was it till you saw him again?
Oh my God. The next time I saw him, I think it was in, well, I seen him after the shooting. I saw him in Jack the Rapper.
Yeah, and that was,
it's a thing where all the hip hop artists, all the artists from the record labels, they meet up. It's like a conference. You know, it's a seminar where all the DJs and they you know, you pass your CDs or you pass your albums to the DJs and all that shit like that. So it's a big conference. You know, something like that. So then after that, the next time I seen him was at Dre's studio in California. He was doing a track with Scott Storch.
Yeah, he was a good producer back in the day.
Yeah. So at the time I was bodyguarding Scott Storch.
Right.
And he was doing Candy Shop, and it was another song he was doing with Scott in Dre's studio.
Really?
So me and him sat down and we had a long conversation and everything like that. And he told me how he felt, and I understood what he was saying, and that was it.
How he felt about the whole situation?
Well, what he said is that I was trying to tell 50. I said, yo, 50, I've always been my own man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I called you that night and told you that those dudes was gonna come at you. You understand? The way they was acting and shit that I heard. You know what I'm saying? They coming at you. I told 50. 50 came over to my house and I gave him a cover for a vest because he had brought some vest shells to me. But 50 is way smaller than I am because I only had 2X at the time and he had extra large shells.
I remember
You understand? So that's what it was. So I was telling him, I said, I've always been my own man. You know, I don't give whose situation, whatever like that. I always had my own money. I worked. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you before, you know, I'm gonna shovel shit to make a living if I have to.
That's what a real man is to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, this is why we get along.
Yeah.
Like, we should do this once a year, bro. For real. I love this shit, man. This is just
once a year.
I feel like it doesn't even feel like a podcast when we do this. It just feels like we're just sharing stories. I'm just absorbing this, you know? But like I think that level of like loyalty and honor that you've got for your friends as well resonates throughout that book, because there's a lot of like, you know, for you where when it comes down to money or morals, you've always chosen this one.
The morals.
Always. And that's one thing I respect, you know, about you as a man, and that's one thing that I loved about reading the book. That's why I couldn't put the fucking thing down, because I'm like, every page I turn, there's another story about, you know, and this is for anyone that hasn't read the second book, Life After Death, but it's all about, you know, being a protector, a provider, a loyal husband, a father, a good friend, you know, and there was a scene in the book, but there was a chapter in the book where you're in the studio and like, you start cracking jokes and Puff tries to talk down to you about money or something, and you said, well, you got a house, I got a house, you've got a car, I've got a car. Like at the end of the day, you can only drive one car at a time. No one's better than anyone. But then correct me if I'm wrong, that was at a point where like no one could say anything to him, and they were all, I think he said in the book, all meat riders or something.
Oh yeah.
Like he said, it was just a room full of meat riders, even to the point where like he'd be doing a song and no one would be bobbing their head. He'd turn around, they'd all start bobbing their heads.
Oh my
like,
God.
Was that at the tail end of when you started working for him? And like,
that's like, crazy.
Was he just constantly surrounded by meat riders at that point?
Well, you know, that's what they do in the studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's nobody really, if they feel like he like it, they gonna love it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like when we were snapping on each other, it was gonna be like cracking jokes against each other, and he was calling me a broke ass cop and everything like that. I said, you ain't got nothing that I don't have, bro. He goes, you don't have nothing that I don't have.
Right.
Except them green teeth in your mouth.
Ooh.
You understand? And when he came on one of the podcast shows, he said, yo, and I got my teeth fixed. I was dying because I know he had gangrene in the mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said he had gangrene in the mouth. It was just terrible. So
you got him good.
When we was snapping on each other, we was talking about each other. You know, I said, yo, you got a watch, I got a watch. You got a chain, I got a chain. You got a house, I got a house. You got a car, I got a car. You ain't got nothing I don't have, bruh. You understand? You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing about it, and then everybody was, you know, he'll say something about me, then I start talking about it. I say, yo, listen to me, bro. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to send one of these flunkies down to the store and get you an Effident. You know what an Effident is? It's things to clean your dentures. You're gonna take that shit and you're gonna put one in your mouth. You're just gonna let that shit sizzle in your mouth, and you're gonna want to spit the shit out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's sizzling, but you don't do that because you need a lot of help. You know, to get all that green shit. My shit is green because I eat money. That's what he said. And then everybody started laughing. Ha ha ha. I said, that shit ain't funny. Look at your butt white boys in here and stuff like here, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm talking to him like that. So then, the funny shit of it is that, you know.
Yeah, the truth ain't funny.
We finished the studio. They finished the studio. I think we went and got Jennifer, and we all went to the cafeteria. They ate and everything. There's a place on 17th Street and 8th Avenue called the cafeteria, where all the celebrities, everybody go down there. The eater stays open until 7, 8, 12. You know, people be leaving out there 10, 11 o'clock in the morning because they serve breakfast and all that other stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now they ate and everything like that. So I took them home. And I gotta be back there at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I took him home, went shower, came back, cause I could sleep, cause I know he ain't getting up till like 12:31. So I just went home, shower, came back, slept out there, got my parking space, slept out there, went there, went into the door at 9 o'clock. This motherfucker was up. So he was like, yo, Gene, come upstairs. I'm like, for what? He said, yo, Gene, come over here. So I went upstairs. He was still in the bed. He said, yo, Gene, I'm sitting here and I'm dying laughing at all the shit that you were saying about me. He said, yo, you was a funny motherfucker. He said, yo, you was killing me. I said, I know. But none of his boys was laughing at him like that. He said if they would have laughed at me, I'd have fired every last one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the best. I love that. I was looking at your green shirt. It was reminding me of the green teeth as well.
Yeah.
How do you get green teeth?
Gangrene.
What do you?
Oh my
is it from not brushing or
Eat
what?
money.
Oh, eating money. Listen, give me 30 seconds because I'm going to quickly use the bathroom. But when I come back, we're
Same
going to talk
here.
about Friday the 13th.
Okay.
You know what that means?
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Do you know what I'm talking about?
We're going to finish the show, yeah.
We're going to finish.
Yeah, same here. Let me go use the bathroom, man. Pause. Jesus, it's cold out there, man. I am not going to put on no more clothes. I got on long pants. All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go.
Finish. All
right.
Did they cut? They should cut this out.
How's it going?
It's going well.
How many minutes we got in?
An hour, 10 minutes.
What? They ain't
I
cut
just
this.
like the, you know, it's just like the time is going too fast.
I swear to God, y'all better not ever talk about my videos, man. I don't know if I should fast forward or.
Yeah.
Like oh my God, they left all this in. Okay, whatever. Maybe I should leave it in. Y'all let me know. I don't know what to do now these days. I try to make the perfect edits and everything.
My Persian boss so quietly, I came over here and like,
This is crazy. I already skipped 10 seconds, another 10 seconds.
Oh, you going to read the song of the third book?
Well, we only got like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay,
I'm
he back.
intentionally structuring this one around the second book with a little bit of other stuff in between. All right.
Hold on, wait 1 second. I'm trying to see one thing.
How you enjoying the podcast, Aaron?
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Man.
I feel so much fresh when we're in the flow.
Yeah.
Once I get in the flow, it's like I can just keep going, you know? But I got some good ones for us now.
United States business.
Which
small
car did you
business
drive here,
owners.
Jane?
My truck.
Yeah, nice, bro.
I got a Dodge Ram.
Okay, let me just check what I've got. Fuck, I've got quite a few in here, but I'm going to save it for the good ones. Hey, I noticed you and 50 were talking about your company, Savoy Fair. What does that mean, that word?
Savoir Faire?
Yeah.
Look it up.
Oh my God.
That's still the company that you've got now, I noticed. That's all. So you have that.
See what it means.
Okay. I'm going to have a look.
Because they change the meaning of that shit all the time.
Savoy Fair. Hang on. Oh, wow. Okay.
What it mean?
So this is Jane's company. So, am I pronouncing it? Savoy Fair?
Savoir Faire, yeah.
Savoir Faire. Okay. Wow. A savoir faire, a French term for the ability to know what to do and say in any social situation. a polished sureness in social behavior, social adaptness, practical knowledge. Example: someone who handles a difficult negotiation with calm confidence, or who knows how to behave appropriately at a formal event, would be said to have savoir-faire. Wow, I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
Who got you onto that word?
Huh?
I didn't know you were French.
Not at all.
I love that. I'm gonna aspire to that. All right, you ready to roll?
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm gonna cover now. I got some good ones. By the way, is it the 3 girls that you've got?
I
at
had
the
to
moment?
turn it off. Turn off the
Your
fan.
3
It's
daughters,
cold.
Yes, sir.
And it is. I'm gonna pronounce these wrong. Janice,
Janice,
Jeannie,
Janine,
Janine, and Janae.
Janae. Man, I can't even find this. What's this chapter?
What you looking for?
I'm looking for this chapter.
Oh, in book 3.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be good. You tell me which one you want to cover, and we'll put on there. How's the audio recording? All still good?
I'm trying
storage.
to.
I did it one time. I had a major podcast. We lost 10 minutes of it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, we make sure that you have a bunch. I think you got like 8 hours.
That's why I lose. That's why I use Melrose.
Yeah, every time you come to record, you have between 6 to 8 hours on every single camera.
Yep.
And you got at least
Yeah, here you go.
2 dozen hours.
I want to read you the first chapter in there.
Okay, done. Do you want to do that first? Do you want to do that after?
We can do it after.
Okay, cool. You've got the chapter you want there?
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, we've got good energy in the room now. Got a good studio manager. We've got Brother Gene, my beautiful little support girlfriend over there. All right, we're back. Okay, Friday the 13th. So that's mentioned a couple times in the book, and you say in there that nothing good happens on Friday the 13th. Well, nothing good has happened to you on Friday the 13th. Right. And there's a couple of incidents that take place on that date in your book. One of them was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a Mike Tyson fight? I think it was a Mike Tyson fight.
No, it was at Mike Tyson album release party. He was doing a party for his record label.
That's right. And is that the night when you got that?
Yeah.
Okay. What? By the way, yeah, exactly.
God,
what are the odds of getting stuck up after being with Mike Tyson? Like,
yeah.
I mean, but okay. So let's get into this. So for those who don't know, Gene's second book, Life After Death. Fuck, I'm having fun on this podcast, man. Yeah. So you're at Mike Tyson's launch party, right?
Launch party for his record label.
Right. And you hop in the truck, and this is a rare moment for you, as I know, where someone just kind of came out the side of your vision that you couldn't see.
No, what actually happened was...
You tell the story.
All right, I'm in the party, and... you know how you talk to old girlfriends and people like that, you get caught up in the moment and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I know it's Friday the 13th the next day, so I want to get my ass out this club before it's midnight. So about 11:45, I proceeded to leave out. And as I'm leaving out, Eric Von Zip and their crew are coming in. And they're like, yo, Gene, come on back in. I said, no, I'm getting home. So the guys who were in the club scoping people out, I guess they was gonna rob me and then come back and rob somebody else too. You know what I'm saying? Because what we find out later is these guys was on a robbing streak coming all the way from Virginia, North Carolina, different places. They was robbing and sticking people up. They actually, this is according to the intelligence of the police department, they robbed and killed somebody at a club called what? Eugene's on Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the night before they robbed me. A club called Eugene's. You know, they was trying to say these guys was a part of that robbery of the whole 9 yards that somebody ended up being murdered. So now, I'm backing up into my parking space. And as I'm backing up into the parking space, I see somebody come in the gate, see somebody come in that way and stuff like that. So they just drove up fast real quick, you understand, and blocked my car in where I couldn't go nowhere. You understand? And when they did that, when they blocked my car and where I couldn't go nowhere, and I turned and I had a guy with 2 guns to my head right there, and I looked over there, there's a guy with 2 guns in the head, you know what I'm saying, and then a guy in front of the car with a gun.
Oh, so one on each side and the front.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, God, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. And, you know, they use the profanity. I was like, oh, shit. I said, who y'all think I am, John Gotti? And I'm laughing at their ass. You know, and the reason I know this is a girl that I was talking to at the time, a friend of mine, was on the phone with me during the time this was happening. You understand? So then, because we don't talk no more, she's married and everything like that, you know, I was going to bring her on my podcast, you know, and ask her about that situation and stuff like that. She said, because she said she thought that, she thought my girl had caught me at the time, you know what I'm saying? You know, talking to her on the phone or whatever like that.
Right.
So then, because I was laughing and joking and everything like that, you know, so the guy pulled me out the car and he said,
this is after the Mike Tyson event.
It's after the Mike Tyson event. You know what I'm saying? So he said, give me that shit, give me that shit. I said, man, listen here, y'all can have it. This is a robbery, right? I kept on saying, it's a robbery, right? You know, so then he said, come to the back of the car. So I went to the back of the car. He said, get on your fucking knees. I said, my man, I'm too big to be getting on my knees, man. I said, it's a robbery, right? It's a robbery, right? I just came to rob me, right? And then he said, oh, you think it's a joke? I don't want to mark my head, but if I take my hat off, you'll see that I got a scar right over here. Boom. Because he hit me with the gun. Right, so then, you think it's funny? And I said, nah, it ain't funny, bruh. But y'all came to rob me, right? It's a robbery, right? Y'all good, right? So the other guy hit me on this side with the other gun. So then the dude said, yo, run. I said, bro, I'm going to walk real fast. And that's how I went. So I started walking, and next thing you know, they jumped up, they were celebrating, and they jumped in my truck and they car, and they took off. As soon as they took off and got out the gate, the police was coming right there, because it was an older Spanish lady watching the whole thing, and she called the police.
Really?
Yeah, and they scooped me up, and we drove after the guys, and it's in the New York Times, August they printed it August the 14th, I think. It said high speed chase in Harlem, and they sent the story in there, and there was a shootout with the police and everything, and 2 of the guys jumped over the McCoons Avenue Bridge, but they got caught and everything. All 3 of them got caught.
Right. They get big sentences for that?
Yeah. 17 years, 17 and 12.
Fine, probably. I thought I got more.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, were you looking after someone's jewelry that night as well, or was it yours?
No, that was my jewelry.
Shit. So
I had like $70,000 worth of jewelry.
Did you get it back?
I got everything back but a tag-heured watch.
Could be worse.
Police caught that.
You know what, Gene? Listen, you got your life and you got most of your jewelry back, so it could be worse.
I wasn't complaining about none of that.
Man, that's a good deal.
Listen to me, man. I was 14 years old. I wanted this leather jacket. No, 15. I wanted this matching leather jacket with the apple hat. I wanted the leather jacket with the matching apple hat. My mother bought it for me for my birthday. Oh my God. And she said to me, if somebody try to rob you and take your hat and your coat, give it to them. I said, give it to him? I ain't giving my coat and my hat to nobody. What's wrong with you? She said, hold up, take it off, put it in my closet, because you're not going to wear it. I was like, okay. Tell me why I got to give somebody my coat and a hat and they try to rob me. She said, I can get another coat, I can get another hat, but I can't get another you.
Oh man, I saw your whole family has such powerful quotes. I've got them all written down here. That's a good one, man. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Did that sort of like stick with you forever?
Yeah.
That's
I told
powerful.
a friend of mine that a dude pulled a gun on him, and he came to me. He said, "Yo, Gene, and this guy's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So he came out just to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, he gave that life up and everything. And then he said, and I was young, dumb, full of cum. I'm just totally. I just got on the force. I haven't been on the force a hot second, I guess, and everything like that. He was like, "Yo, man." You say, "Yo, this nigga this guy pulled a gun on me, Gene." You know what I'm saying? Like that. I said, "Pull a gun? What for?" He just showed me his gun. Say, "Yo, I just left from up north. Don't make me go back." So up north is where all the prisons at in New York City.
Which one's that called?
They talk like they want to go back.
Mid-state,
That's where they all are.
It could be Sing Sing, north of New York City is where most of the prisons are at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let me have to go back up north. And this dude is dangerous. And we was in zip codes at the time. So then he said, I usually used to carry 2 guns on me, one on my ankle, one on my thing, but I didn't have the one on my ankle. I just had my service revolver. So then I said, "Here." And he said, "Is that your gun from your job?" I said, "I can get another job, but I can't get another you."
That's powerful, man. That's very powerful. What do you say to that?
I was his brother way before.
But you talked him out of it by saying
but
that.
No.
Oh, you still weren't?
No, he wouldn't.
What the fuck? What a crazy motherfucker. Did he put a few in him? Or?
No. He wasn't like he took the guy. He disarmed the guy.
Okay.
You
did it in a friendly manner.
Yeah,
he talked him out of it with his.
He disarmed the guy. You know what I'm saying? Took his weapon. And Zip came in the middle of it and said, "Yo, man, and they straightened it out like that."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was crazy.
Man, that I like how you pass this advice down to generations.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this. I think I asked on the last podcast. You probably haven't seen it, but like this latest generation, they're fucking demonic. What they do? Do you see what they do now?
Yeah.
So back in your day, people get killed, whatever. They'll go to the fucking graves and do a rap song now.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
bro.
fucking the most demonic shit I've ever seen.
Right.
It's like every time you think the world can't like step it up a notch in terms of like how low people can go, it's like, fuck, man, Jesus Christ.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Well, thank God you weren't born in that generation, because we need the wisdom that you're bestowing. I think
but what happens is this, man, is that we are quick to say that they don't listen. So if they don't listen because we stop speaking to them.
Whoa, that's facts.
You understand? And you let them rule, because these young kids now, they'll say, "OG, say less, say less." No, I need to say more to your ass so you would understand where I'm coming from, bruh. The first, say less, OG, say less. Nah, I need to say more. Because you're not understanding what you're doing is going to determine how you live the rest of your life.
Have you been in a situation where you really had to pass down some of this knowledge to someone that's kind of like steered them in the right direction?
I've done it plenty of times.
Which one comes
I haven't done it I was a parole officer. You got to realize.
Yeah. But are there any like real powerful ones that come to mind where you really had to like put it on someone and say, "Listen, your life's either going to go this way or that way," and listen to you?
Well, basically, youth and ambition ain't got shit on age and experience.
Yeah, true.
You understand? So you have an individual that,
and that's what they don't realize.
The first thing I asked them, "What you been doing in the last 5 years that got you where you at right now?"
That's what they don't realize.
What have you been doing in the last 5 years that got you in the position that you are right now? You understand? I'm hanging out, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, robbing, killing, stealing, all the things that you're doing. That's why you're in the position you at right now. Now what you need to do is stop being around those people, change your lifestyle, do something different, and see 5 years from now, won't you be in a better position? Let me show you what you need to do. You understand? Let's get you a job. I want you to go to work every day. Let's get you a hobby. And while you getting a hobby and everything like that, I want you to go and you either study Muslim, you study being a Christian, study doing something with some positive nature.
Watch out there,
that's
now.
Going to change you.
Watch out there,
because right now, see what you've been doing in the last 5 years and where you at right now? That's where you at right now. let's do these things that are different. Check it out. We're gonna write 5 things that you could change in your life, and we're gonna do one at a time. You understand? We're gonna start with one at a time. And once you change that, we're gonna go to the next one. You understand? We can work all of them at the same time, but we're gonna concentrate on the first thing you think you need to change. I need to stop drinking. Let's work on that. You understand? And that's what you need to do. A lot of these kids don't have no guidance.
Yeah, I forgot how many you've worked with because of your parole work with. So it'd probably be like what, hundreds.
Yeah. Easy. They give you a caseload anywhere from 68 to 120 guys, and you got to be able to know how to. But see, in all fairness, you might see 40 of those guys weekly. Yeah. Then you might see the other one monthly, then the other one bi-monthly, then the other one, every 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So you might be 40, then 20, then 20, then 20, based on a bi-monthly or tri-monthly or monthly schedule. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't that difficult at all.
Door ones as well. Yeah, I feel ya.
And then the ones that you don't have to deal with, the ones that you know that work hard, you ain't got to deal with them like that.
Well, you know what the thing is, man, I think through all this, you've built up a much bigger karma bank account than anyone else. Because I always say you're born with a bank account of positive karma and consequences. If you go through being a dickhead your whole life, look what happened to who. But I think through all this work that you've done, man, like I really think that positive karma bank's built up. And I know we've blasted, Aaron, how long have we blasted now?
1:30.
Fucking, it felt like it's been 20 minutes. So what I want to conclude on is, well, first of all, it's just podcast aside, it's really good to see you again, man. Right. And I think it's divine timing. Like, kind of, it sucks what we've both gone through, but like we're still here. Right. God's got a plan. Right. And it was my pleasure to cover that second book. I'm glad we could close a few chapters. I want to ask 2 things. One is because you've got a third book coming out, right? And so I want to ask 2 things. You said you could give us a little insight into that book that's going to come out, right. And then as well, like, because I kind of feel like you're now at a new chapter. Like all that's kind of gone. That was chaotic. I remember at the court case for Diddy, I saw you on a clip. Jazz, remember this clip? And someone was mouthing off to you, said, come say it a bit closer. Like you were going to smack him. That was a wild ride for you. You've fucking gone through it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Oh, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I could see the look in your eye. I don't know what the look looks like. The look was like, you're like, come on, just say it a little bit more. But listen, I feel like that chaotic chapter's closed. I want to hear if you could give us a little insight into the third book, even if you want to read a chapter. And then I just want to hear what you're looking forward to for the next 5 to 10 years, because I think, what did we say before? God's got a plan. I don't think you finished yet. I think this is just a chaotic chapter that we now get to close. Yeah. Put a bullet in that chapter, if you will.
Right. I'm going to read a small part of it, because...
You giving it a name yet?
I got a name, but I'm not giving it out right now.
Come on, man. Tell me off the podcast.
I want the people to know that...
Please. The platform's yours now.
Everything changes and everything... Nothing stays the same. You know what I'm saying? But what you can do is that if you've been raised right and you can always share the good in you, people can always use the good in you. You know what I'm saying? I'm real petty. I'll play and I'll mess with people, stuff like that, because I'm petty like that, especially when people, try to come at me sideways. But I'm always willing to share the good in me. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that I'm going to help the next man, because I know I'm going to be all right. Yeah. I know I'm going to be all right. So this chapter right here, it's letting you know it was life after death with Big and stuff like that, and how that everything was changing around me, even the people that I was working for. you know, and here we go.
Okay.
I watched the music industry change for the third time. There was no more interest in groups like Brand Nubian, Poor Righteous Teachers, and Public Enemy that was once highlighted in the music industry roster.
Poor Righteous
A person
Teacher.
like Grand Puba, who at one time considered a hip-hop star, was a fixture around guys on my block. He was one of us, Slick and the Family, and the 12th Street Posse. I could say Grand Puba and Mike G loved that fish at the shrimp store that James and Slick fish store located on 112th Street between 8th Avenue and Morningside. Entertainers like Hammer and gangster rap had began to fade out before Pac and the Notorious Big's death. Tupac I Get Around song and the video laid the foundation for hip-hop music. Until the invasion of the shiny suit man, now it was about the bling, the bag, and the broads. The jewelry, the cash, and how naked you can have a big booty girl shaking her ass. It was in the music, the videos, and the culture. More to View, Better Eat Today, and Visiting Hours at 1 all had begun promoting street gangs in their video shows. You know what I'm talking about right there? No, you don't.
Wait.
No, you don't.
Who's using? Wait, no. Wait. Who's you? No, because they're using
It's not-
street.
So far, my man has that's strike 3 for you, bruh. You keep saying things that because you doing the podcast, you want to. No, be honest. Watch this. That's
More
strike
to
3
View.
for you, man.
Better Eat Today
Watch this.
and Visiting Hours at 1 all had begun promoting street gangs in their video shows. You know what I'm talking about right there? No, you don't.
Wait.
No, you don't.
Who's using? Wait, no. Wait. Who's you? No, because they're using street.
When
you
you
talking
said-
about the new
I said,
generation?
More to View. What's that right there?
You did this to us last time, Gene.
Yeah, I know. More to View.
You're talking about naked girls.
The song, right?
No. Better Eat Tonight.
BET.
Thank you.
So go on. I told you I'd get
More
one.
to View.
MTV.
MTV.
Right. Visiting Hours at 1.
VH1.
VH1.
Yeah.
All had begun promoting street gangs in video shows. Remember, those outlets wouldn't let gangs and naked girls in their videos, but they automatically start promoting that. You couldn't have no flags or anything in MTV. You understand? You know, flags is the gang,
Yeah, of
the
course.
gang colors and stuff like
But
that.
it's the norm now.
And the girl, it's the norm.
Yeah.
And they made it the norm. At one time, they wouldn't allow it. So this is what I'm saying in the book, but I didn't want to say those.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. I get what you mean. You don't want to piss them off.
Can't,
You
know
can't
what I'm
piss
saying,
them
like
off. That's good, Gene. That's very smart. That's very fucking smart. Well done. I'm surprised I got it this time. I didn't get it
Yeah.
last time.
Bad Boy began losing that street persona that the Notorious Big gave it. Puffy, now the name P. Diddy, after diminishing the shine.
Yep.
After diminishing the shine, he is now partying with one of the top crews in the country. They were from straight out of Motown. Wolf made their introduction first to us in Atlanta, Georgia. This crew was not like the same gang, Best Style, the Final Four, or any of the party promoters and entrepreneurs back in Harlem. At first, they had me wondering, were they a music label or a gang? Maybe some of both were from my perspective of what this group was. They were much different from guys that I had seen before around P. Diddy. For the first time, Puffy Diddy dollars wasn't spendable around these guys. Demetrius Flannery, a.k.a. Meech, Big Meech is what they called him. This was the second encounter with Meech around Diddy. When we arrived in the once Motor City capital of the world for the Showdown in Motown extravaganza, Mike Tyson was fighting Andrew Galata with the undercard of another Brooklyn night, Jab Judah. We were sitting ringside where we wasn't walking through the crowd to make sure everybody saw us there. This was Big Meech Town. Meech standing about 5'8", 165 pounds, a brownish-like complexion male black man with braids in his hair, with a welcoming disposition. He wasn't like most entrepreneur brothers from the streets. This being my second introduction, Meech made me feel like family. I didn't know much about him or his crew, but I could tell a boss by the way the people around him appeased his every command. The way the men addressed him, the way they watched what he said and adhere to his beck and call. I thought I was in a reincarnation of back in the Mali Empire. All these guys had diamonds and gold pendants around their neck with the insignia on each and every guy and girl chain read BMF, Black Mafia Family. It was his brother and him that they reminded me of Massa Musa and Salaman Musa of the great empire of Mali. They called his brother T, better known as Southwest T. His disposition was laid back, operating as an architect and a builder planner. Meech, the governor and the general of the crew. They were building one of the top music labels and showcasing their street credentials. They had brothers leaning on dudes, cats running in packs, and God deliverance. What am I talking about?
I was just trying to put the dots together on brothers leaning on dudes, Bloods, Crips, and I'm getting better at this. I shouldn't be this sharp. I should be brain mayonnaise.
And God's deliverance, GDs, gangster disciples,
GDs.
Gangster disciples. You know what I'm saying?
So you're getting into the how the generation changed to where most of these rappers, or a lot of them are now properly gang affiliated,
right?
And how people like 50 who are self-made lone wolves, they're a dying breed because all these people are waving flags and they've got their red and their blue and they've got their people behind them, and the mainstream media is kind of popularizing it, which gets more of them killed.
Right. So you want me to stop right there? I can stop right there.
It's up to you, bro. What do you think? How much of the book do you want to give away?
Yeah, listen, that's a couple of paragraphs right there,
bro. That's
right there.
Honestly, the way you've captured how the genre has shifted.
Right. I
can tell you from the younger generation now, that's really where it's shifted.
Yeah.
Really, and again, that's the perfect. And also, thank you for sharing that because, I know. You write all your books yourself.
Right.
I know you put your heart and soul into it. Mm-hmm. Speaking of soul, you got a soul food book coming out?
Well, that's going to be after this.
Okay.
It's a book to teach men how to cook soul food for their women.
Do you like that, Jazz?
Just say, I don't like no soul food.
You think you could teach me how to cook?
Oh my God, easy.
Yeah?
Easy.
I've never been able to cook, so if you can teach me.
Get out of here,
I swear to God, I'm just,
here,
no, I can. I'm just not good at it. I'm not good at it. But thank you for...
Cooking is only... Hold on, before you do that, I'm saying,
okay.
Cooking is only recipes, measurements, and time.
Yeah, but I've got...
Ingredients, measurements, and time. That's all.
All right. Well, if you can do it for me, she's going to get brownie points. So everyone's going to be very happy.
You're going to get brownie points.
Yeah, I'm going to get brownie points. All right. Hey, listen, thank you because I know you put your heart and soul into your books.
Yeah.
Like I said, I knew it was going to be good. We just blasted, an hour and a half. Felt like it's been 20 minutes. Honestly, Gene, everything we've captured here, that's going to last generations. You know what I mean? It's going to outlast you. It's going to outlast me. Some of those stories I wasn't even expecting. They were fantastic, banger stories. I also think for anyone who's watching this, if you like the podcast, go out and get the book, Life After Death, written by Gene Deal. It's a fantastic book, and everything we've covered in here, if you want that, I've literally got another 20 to 25 stories we couldn't even touch on because there's so many in there. So, Gene, you nailed that book. Thank you for sharing the chapter of the third book, which will be out soon.
Right.
I want the cookbook as well.
Right.
And, aside from that, man, well done. You've gone through a lot the past few years. And you stuck to your moral code, and as if you weren't a strong individual already, I think diamonds are forged under pressure. I feel like that's made you even stronger, and I look forward genuinely to the next 5 to 10 years for you, because I think you're at that peaceful chapter where you can reap the dividends of all the chaos and the hard work and just live a peaceful life of success.
Right.
I think that should be the goal.
That's where I'm at.
That warms my heart. So thank you for sharing time with me, bro. I really appreciate it.
Right.
Gene Deal. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, Jane Deal. Golly, breaking news. Oh, that's an hour and a god dang. And BET exclusive. Man, I gotta take a break now. This right here was almost 2 hours long. I tried to 2 hours long. He breaking it down though, but one thing I do know is Gene is real. I've been reading some of his book, man. I've been trying to push some other things that's gonna free up more time for me and travel the world. Right now I'm in scared mode. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Shout out to all my enders. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.